In this video, we're going to be discussing how to use Google Jamboard with Google Classroom, and I'm going to show you how to use it in a lesson. This is the first video in a tutorial series for Google Classroom. To begin, you need to log in with your G Suite account. To do that, go to google.com using Chrome browser. Click on the Google Apps menu and look for Jamboard. Jamboard is going to be in the second section of Google Apps. You can reposition the icon to suit your needs. If it's a frequently used app, you can drag it to the top. Open the Classroom app, select the class that you would like to use Jamboard with, and join the Google Meet for that class. When working from a computer, you should see some options at the bottom of the screen. Click the hamburger icon to select more options. We have the option to use a whiteboard or record a meeting in the first section of the menu. Click Whiteboard to open a jam. This creates a white tile on the right of the screen. You have the option to start a new whiteboard or choose one from your Google Drive. As a reminder, all of the files that you interact with while using your Google account, such as docs, sheets, slides, and PDFs, can be found in your Google Drive. So if you would like to create a Jamboard before class, you can store it in your Google Drive. Click on Start a New Whiteboard to begin. The class will only be able to see your Jamboard after you share your screen. There are two ways of doing this. There's an icon in the top right corner that allows you to share the Jamboard in Google Classroom. Select this tab to share the Jamboard. An alert message will pop up to show that you are presenting this tab to the Google Meet. The window with the Google Meet is on the left. The window with the Jamboard is on the right. If I make changes to the Jamboard, it will be updated in the Google Meet in real time. At this point, I'm going to stop presenting and show you another way how to start presenting your screen. Click Present Now at the bottom of the screen. Select Present a tab. Select the tab with the Jamboard. You can use the pen, or you can use the eraser to clear the frame. The background can be changed. You can choose one of the provided backgrounds, or you can get a background from Google Images. You can zoom in by changing the size of the tab. Shapes can be drawn by selecting them from the menu on the left. This could be very useful when you ask children to circle the correct answer. It is easy to clear the frame by selecting Clear the Frame at the top of the window. You can add images by uploading them, using a URL, using the webcam, or you can search for images using Google. Images and shapes can be resized. You can add a text box to help with labels. You can use shapes and labels to annotate your drawings or images. Duplicating items can speed up the process. Using the laser pointer, you can highlight certain areas of the Jamboard. You can use it to emphasize a point or a certain area. Jamboard can even have multiple screens just like a PowerPoint. So I can add another slide and even rename the title of the Jamboard. This could be very useful in a science lesson. I'm going to pause at this point and go over the objectives of a lesson in mathematics that I would like to teach using Jamboard. This lesson has already been prepared, so all I need to do at this point is locate the Jamboard in Google Drive. So once that is located, I can start presenting that PowerPoint. On the first slide, we have our objectives. We have 4 objectives, 1 affective, 2 cognitive, and 1 psychomotor. It is possible to target these 3 domains using Jamboard with Google Classroom. The first slide is a set induction. We can use it to spark interest in the lesson. In this slide, I'm using 2 pictures and a text box. I'm hoping that the students will recognize that they're looking at a football field. In the next 2 slides, I go on to ask questions about a football field, such as the properties and what shapes they see, and then I ask them about the distance around the football field. From here, I start to develop the lesson by explaining what is meant by the perimeter. The laser pointer can be used to get students to focus on different sections of the screen. On the next slide, we have an example where students would need to calculate the perimeter of the object. The teacher can ask this question to the class, and selected students could use their finger or a stylus to write the answer on the screen. The teacher can then see how the student arrived at the answer and offer assistance if necessary. Here is another example. This slide didn't take long to create. All we had to do was duplicate the first slide. Finally, we have a slide with an assessment. This can be used to find out what students have learned from the lesson. As a challenge, the teacher can also ask students to use the Jamboard tools to create a shape with a given perimeter. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope that you learned how to use Jamboard in Google Classroom. Thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up and subscribe.